Good morning, folks. I'm going to be doing a quick video here on the Japanese economy and kind of like give you guys some insights and let you know what's really happening. And is I'm guessing is just right for me to wear a shirt like this because this is Honda. You know, just I don't really do motorcycle, whatever. I just like the shirt, so I decided to wear the shirt, do the video because the I'm going to be speaking of the manufacturing company Honda. Um, it is from Japan. Companies like Toyota, what else? Subaru. All these companies basically in Japan are now having financial crisis. The entire economy of Japan is collapsing. Actually, it's basically on the verge of collapsing, and there's a reason I'm doing this video. Because what a lot of people don't realize is that Japan holds the most US Treasury bonds. I am going to say that one more time. Japan hold the most US Treasury bonds. What that means, if whatever happened to the Japanese economy is going to affect, quote unquote, the US economy, also the Western world. Also, guys, remember when Greece collapsed? I would say, I don't know when, but it was like years ago when the economy of Greece just went into the tank. Keep in mind, when Greece collapsed, their debt to GDP ratio was actually 100 and I think 42 debt to GDP ratio. Once you pass over 120% debt to GDP ratio, you're kind of in the red zone. So if you're going beyond that, what's happening? Things are actually started to get worse. There's a reason why I'm bringing up that the debt to GDP in Greece. At 142% debt to GDP ratio, Greece collapsed. People were going to the bank and they didn't have it. They couldn't even pull out their money because the banks would not give them anything. There was no any money. There weren't any money to give. Now, there's a reason I brought that up. Japan debt to GDP ratio is 234. Let me repeat that one more time. Japan debt to GDP ratio is 234. They are way over leveraged with debt. And debt, according to the stuff that they're actually producing, basically the debt outweigh their manufacturing base. Reason being now, no one's buying these Japanese cars. The tariffs on these cars to the Western world is at 25%. Honda is basically closing factory in Japan, halting production. Toyota, Nissan, Subaru, Mazda, all these Japanese companies, because of tariffs, their business basically is on the water. So the entire Japanese society, which is basically built on automobile, the backbone of their economy is automobile, is coming to a screeching halt. Not just automobile. Let me jump into another thing. Rice. Rice is one of Japan's biggest exporter around the globe. The people who are actually planting the rice, farming the rice in Japan, can't even afford it. The same people who are manufacturing the biggest rice production on the world stage, this same culture of people can no longer afford to buy rice. I've been reading about this for the past 2 days, and it's troublesome, yes, because I already know what's coming in 2026. I did a video, and I'm choosing my words carefully because I really don't want, guys, I just want you guys to be aware I'm not here to spread fear. When it unfolds, which it will, and I know a lot of people won't accept this, not right now, because what I'm doing, I'm going against their beliefs. They think everything is going to be great. They think so. And by the way, if you guys do your homework and do some research, you realize that tariffs actually been implemented by 3 presidents in the past. The Great Depression was actually created by tariffs. Tariffs work if you have a manufacturing base. So you already know what's coming to the West. The number one export item for the US is garbage. Let me repeat that one more time. The number one export for the US is garbage because there's a lot of consumer. All they do is consume, consume, consume. They have nowhere else to put the garbage, so they have to export it now. That's the number one export. And if you guys don't believe me, you can do your research. Again, I'm not here to spread fear. I just want people to know what's happening and prepare you for what's coming in 2026. Yes, I said it. There's going to be a shift, and it's going to be caused by the bond market. The bond market is going to crash. It's going to crash and burn. And this is how everyone is going to be affected by this. Japanese bonds are Japanese based. Japan is losing trillions on their bonds. And Japanese bonds is in pension fund in the US. It's in the Bitcoin market. It's in the stock market. It's in every single bank all over the world. Japanese, yeah, they do have their own bonds. And their bonds are basically garbage. And it's tied in people's pension fund here in the US. Bitcoin market, the stock market, all over the place. Listen to what I just said to you. Greece, at the beginning of the conversation, financial market crash at 140, I think 42% debt to GDP ratio. Japan is now at 234% debt to GDP ratio. It's almost doubled. Japan also holds the most US Treasury bonds out of any country on the planet. What I'm trying to say, without anyone thinking I'm trying to spread fear, Japan is collapsing. There's a financial crisis happening, and it's going to trickle all over the world. Yes, it's going to be here in the US. It's going to be in the Europe. It's going to be every single corner on the planet. I said it, and I'm going to repeat it again. Due to the fact that Japanese bonds is in every single financial sector on the globe. Their bonds. And their bonds is losing trillions. It can't sustain. So, saying that, and the fact that they're one of the number one producer of rice, and the people who are actually planting the rice, farming the rice, can no longer afford to buy rice. We're dealing with inflation here in the US, and also Europe. We deal with inflation. In Japan, they're dealing with deflation. What deflation is, here in the US, inflation, the price goes up. Deflation, the price goes down. They're actually lowering the price for consumers to actually buy it. And even though they lower the price, they still can't afford it. Isn't that crazy? Here, price go up. In Japan, price go down. And it's even worse in Japan. Due to the fact, one of the main reasons that happened to Japan is that they have a tariffs of 25% on their automobile. There's no business on tariffs anymore in Japan. That is their backbone. What the tariffs did, it literally disturbed the Japanese market. But I know it's coming in Japan, and this video is about the Japanese economy. And when it happened in Japan, when it completely crashed, what's going to happen? And guys, do your research, look it up, and you see that what I'm saying is actually true. It's going to trickle all over the globe, especially here in the Western world, because their treasury, Japanese treasury bond, is all over financial institution here. And again, as I said before, Japan holds the most US treasury bonds. So when their market crash, what do you think going to happen to the treasury bonds? It's not going to worth anything. So if the US treasury bonds is no longer worth anything, what's going to happen to the US market? Question. I'll leave it at that, folks. I just brought the information to you guys. Let you think about it. Let you discern. Let you make your own decision. I'm not here to spread fear. I just want you guys to be aware. And this is what's happening right now in Japan. It's something that's going to happen all over the world very soon in 2026. Thank you for always watching my video. I love each and every one of you. I just want you guys to be aware.